the idea right here is that two of the best things you can possibly be doing in Modern right now are playing Lurrus as a companion and bringing to light for Valki. Those are two of the most powerful things to be doing in Magic. Recently we've seen the Valakut Scapeshift Bring to Light deck pop up, and the idea there is that you're going to be able to bring to light for Valki on turn 5, and then on turn 7 you'll bring to light for Scapeshift. And bringing to light the Valki is so powerful. So I was looking at a few different shells for the Bring to Light Valki plan, because usually you only see Bring to Light in Niv Mizzet decks, right? Because you want to be able to bring to light for 5 to get max value. But no longer is bringing to light for 5 max value. Now it's bringing to light for 2. Now bring to light for 2 is max value. And because Valky's a 2-drop, you get Lurrus as a companion, which is pretty sick. That being said, I also think that I think this is a good shell, good starting point. Our mana is really good. Just a blue-black control deck with a very light green splash for Bring to Light and a very light red splash for Valki, and one Crumble to Dust to Bring to Light for. I think the Unmoored Ego might not be that good, but I'm going to try it out. I might want to try to find room for Abrupt Decay. That's a card that I think this deck would really like to have access to. But the mana is really good if you don't play it, so I'm going to see how this feels for now. I also think that the Drowned Lochs are really, really important in this metagame. In the Prowess metagame. You cannot cast the Planeswalker side off of Lurrus. No. So we got a deck tech real quick for Ghost. Spooky 17 months, appreciate you. Welcome back. Oh yeah, there still was a Reflecting Pool in the deck, that's true. Which we didn't draw. Let's keep this. Same opponent. Of course. I should have maybe waited 30 seconds or something. A couple times now, Bring to Light was missing its colors. I think another red or green source. Maybe. I think it's only going to happen super often when you get a Field of Ruin, but maybe. Maybe just play another Reflecting Pool. Yeah, rematch. These Bluetron players. What do I think of the list that run 4 Skyclave over 4 Showdowns? It's interesting. I kind of think that it's not the way to go. Just Showdown was really impressive to me, and it doesn't necessarily feel like Skyclave solves a lot of issues. They tutor up Island. Classic. If they counter this, we can steal the map. It's kind of awkward if they have repeal, but I think we're supposed to go for it. I mean, maybe I'm not supposed to fight here, but seems like if the deck is frequently needing to bring to light for Cryptic, deck has bigger problems than just the mana. Maybe. I don't know. Sample size today on stream is pretty small, and 2 of our 3 matches are now going to be against Mono Bluetron, so it's hard to draw too many conclusions, maybe. Yeah, we got the rematch. Let's draw 2. Why am I not playing any value cards to bring to light for, huh? Or to Expedition Map 4. Yeah, I also have no idea how people play Mono Bluetron in the prowess dominated metagame. There's so many prowess decks. But that's also just, every Magic player must complain about their opponent's deck choices, when they lose. Lose a game, just complain endlessly about your opponent's choices. If my opponent Field of Ruins me, it might be good to just bounce my land and draw a card. Just choke my opponent on blue mana. Yeah, they just farm Aspiring Spike. Some people play the game for fun. Fair enough. Fair enough. Exactly. Like that's the whole point. Like what I'm trying to get at is that it's so easy to complain about your opponent's like deck building choice. How could they play that at this metagame? But yeah, people just play for fun. Could dropping one more breeding pool and help, or is that too taxing? I mean, it really only helps in games like this where you get you Field of Ruined, you know? It's not that good against the prowess decks to have more shock lands. We also chose to cycle the Sultai Triome that game, knowing it was going to shut us off of Bring to Light for 4 unless we drew the Reflecting Pool. I'll concede if my opponent gets the Sundering Titan down, I think. The mono blue Tron matchup seems bad. I think that's something we've learned today, I'll say. But mono blue Tron has just got to prey on decks like this, you know? Alright, and I think we've learned that we want the Unmoored Ego. Kind of still want the Bloodchief's Thirst, though. Eh. Yeah, one more breeding pool? I don't know. With our start so far today, where all we've played against is Bluetron and Ponza, I think it's really hard to like look at these games and feel like these are how we should be approaching the metagame. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's a mistake players make sometimes, is being like way too reactionary and like losing to a deck like Mono Blue Tron when they have a bad. I think it's just totally okay to have a bad Mono Blue Tron matchup, you know. Especially when we already have 3 blue green duels, or you know, 2 Triomes, 1 breeding pool. That feels like plenty to me. And then it's like, if you play the other, and like this is a super aggressive metagame, so if you play a second breeding pool, you're gonna lose some games because you had to shock instead of just playing an island. You know, it's not gonna be a ton of games, but it's gonna happen. And you just can't play around. What the hell? You just can't play around everything, you know. I'm gonna turn this into an Emrakul. Sadly, River of Tears biting me in the butt. I can't charm to draw 2 here, but I would because my opponent has nothing but counter spells up. Do we have 15 mana producing sources? I think so. I'd have to count, I guess. You can tap it, then fetch. Once you've played a land, it's like we could have done that, but we'd have to main phase it, and you don't want to main phase it in that spot. What's this? Repeal? 1/1 shark. Yindrik conned me into playing this River of Tears, I guess. We have exactly 15. Awesome. Yindrik this morning gave me an impassioned speech. He wanted me to play 2 River of Tears. I couldn't be convinced of 2, but I did. You know, obviously I'm playing the 1. Yeah, Boros Prowess is a pretty popular deck at the moment, which is part of the reason why I've made a lot of the choices I've made, where like Drowned the Loch is really, really good against the Prowess metagame. And you make these choices, you play against Mono Blue Tron twice in a row. And that's magic. That's magic. You play to yourself right now. Are you playing this deck too right now? I agree that the first one's good. I'm scared to play the second. Hell yeah. Yeah, Yindrik, I feel like as soon as I was building the deck, I knew that you were gonna have a take that was like playing like your usual package of, you know, Abrupt Decay, Mana Leak, Opt instead of like the Thought Scour or Drown package. I'm assuming that you've done that. And I think that you can build the deck that way. I just think the Drowns are really good right now in the prowess meta. River Tears also makes your Sunken Hollow worse. Mana's like been super smooth. You're still not impressed with Scour Drown. I think it's been so good for me against the prowess decks, and it just hasn't been really bad for me in like any matchup besides like the main deck relic matchups. I think it's fine to be off it. Now pop their relic. Get my Bauble. They're drawing an expedition map. Alright. Double Force should be, I'm assuming, good enough here. Yes, we can go Hardcast Force. If they counter my Force, then we can drown the map and still have a Force up. We'll have Factor Fiction as another Bring to Light target. Seems okay. Although, it is a bit awkward if you like Factor Fiction and put all your Valkis in your yard. I think that like most we have a Damnation and Valki as our main Bring to Light targets. You have other cards in your deck, so they don't actually do nothing when you're out of Valkis and Damnations. But I think playing cards like that is probably not where you want to be. Like, you almost always just want to get a Valki, and I think it's okay in like the super late games if you run out of Valkis. I think that's just going to be fine. Let's keep this. Notification sounds turned off. They shouldn't be. They've been going on earlier, Ghost. But also my Twitch is weird. Like, I mean, things have been weird lately, but it's showing 0 viewers for me. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. Is there no other cheat target to flip that is legal with Lurrus? No, I don't think so. If you know, I mean, people keep, I mean, all day this morning, people have been like, hey, let's play another sick Bring to Light target for Lurrus, but there just isn't one. At least there's not one that's on my radar. Nobody's like, hey, here's this other amazing target that can go with your Lurrus Bring to Light plan. I don't think that card exists, and I also don't think if it does exist, it's not going to be better than Valki. You know? Bring to Light doesn't stop Cage? No. I don't know. I mean, it still shuts off like a decent number of our cards. Lurrus, Snapcaster. If they have Thirst, it might be better to hold up Drown. I'm just going to put Lurrus in the hand, though. Was Into the Story a consideration for the deck? It was a consideration, yeah. I think with the Bring to Lights, you don't need it as much, and there's one more reason. Oh yeah, you can't bring Slight for Into the Story either. It's because it costs 7. You held the mana for Force last turn instead of moving Lurrus to hand, as you'd have had to pitch Bring to Light for Force. What are we talking about? I think my opponent's gonna Field of Ruin me. Play Lurrus. If they Field of Ruin me, I get to still have Drown up. I guess they could Field of Ruin the Reflecting Pool. But I'd rather them field this than the Triome. This is fine too. And then if they tap out for something on their turn, we get to Bring to Light. Can Rogues be playable in the current modern metagame? Depends on your definition of playable, but maybe. Yeah, I mean, I think that there can be some other toolboxes for the Bring to Light. I just feel like I haven't seen like a good suggestion yet, honestly. I'm not saying that there isn't a good card out there that works with our plan. I just haven't seen one suggested yet, I suppose. No, Pins of Prism isn't playable in this deck. If you want ramp, maybe you could play like Utopia Sprawl, but it kind of sounds like some nonsense to me. Instead of move Lurrus, hold up Drown only. I mean, I think the play I made was better, but can we please just focus on the game we're on instead of like sequencing issues from 2 games ago? Please. Just don't have the mental energy. But I also think my line was better because like if they I think my line was better anyways, but whatever. It's losing my mind. Why don't kill? Why don't kill? Yeah, I think that, like, Time Warp honestly would be a good target, but splashing another color isn't free. But it also doesn't have that high of a cost. So I think that's a fine idea. Best suggestion so far. Yeah, Growth Spiral's an option as well. That's might be a better ramp option than Utopia Sprawl. And Savor the Moment's so much worse than Time Warp. If I was going to play one of those, I would just like have a white source in my deck. Also, just having exile-based removal feels really good. Oh, Tower. They have 13 mana. It seems, maybe they have Emrakul and they can't cast it. Looks like it's Ballista. Ballista's not the end of the world. We can kill Ballista and then cast a Worm Coil next turn. No, we're 1 short of casting Worm Coil. Shoot. Is casting Worm Coil better than killing the Ballista right now? Probably. Can cast that. Goes up to 7 loyalty. My opponent can pump 4 times. Kill the Valki. You need to kill Ballista now because they're gonna make it bigger next turn. Well, I mean, Worm Coil it's like not a very good plan for them to Ballista down my Worm Coil, you know. I think I'm on board with this, yeah. You need red? Oh, you're right, sorry. Forgot they killed my Triome. Never mind. Never mind. I guess we're just casting the Valki then, instead of going Cling to Dust. Hopefully their last card's a creature. Man, this has been a rough start today, dude. Adventures work with MDFC like Bring to Light. Well, I don't think that there's a good adventure card to play, but especially because like Borrower turns off your. I don't know. I don't think it was a good target, but I was aware. Yes, thank you. They ripped the tower off the top last turn. They're hard casting the Typhoon. I mean, I guess that means they drew something, right? There's no world where they hardcast the Typhoon and they didn't draw something. Bauble myself, right, because of the Misty. Bring to Light on top. Probably fine to keep. I mean, I guess I don't have another Valki, but I could get a Archmage's Charm to steal a Shark. Feels like it's better than the average draw. Let me think about it. Could Unmoored Ego something. Just see if this gets countered by like Condescend. I mean, we just know they have a counter spell. It returns the Worm Coil to their hand. Ah! Okay. We're focused. We're done playing against Mono Blutron. We're done. I'm not. If we're playing against Mono Blutron again, I'm conceding the match. I'm not doing a 3rd match in a row. Blutron is so miserable. Let's keep this. Getting back together. Bringing it back together. I just want to play the Temur Triome here. I mean, even like Mono... I would much rather play against the other 2 Tron variants than Mono Blutron because I'm just not going to play against Mono Blutron in a tournament. And I'd rather like be test. There's a PTQ on Monday. Mono Blutron is like it's not only is it a terrible matchup, it's not a matchup I really need to think about for like tournament play, which is like half of the frustration. Where if I play against E-Tron or Green-Tron, at least I'm getting experience in the matchup, and I'll get more information about like, do I need to play this for the tournaments? If I have just such a terrible Tron matchup, do I need to change things? Do I need to play a different deck? But there's like nothing to be gained from playing against mono blue Tron is the problem. You just like the matches take forever. I don't know. I know I'm complaining a lot, but I also had 2 like very long matches against blue Tron and so over it. So over it. Let's go Drown here for mana efficiency's sake, I think. Especially because next turn we can maybe go Lurrus in hand, then Lurrus plus push on turn 4. If I draw a land, if I draw a land, I think I'm just gonna go with oh no, I don't have, I would need triple black. You know what? Let's just like make Scourge uncastable for this turn. Then we get to go on top with Cryptic. Yeah, in the next PTQ round 1, match 1, I play against blue Tron, of course. Okay, we're bringing it back together. We're bringing it back together. Things are all right. Also, notably, no Lurrus as a companion. Doomwake, why? Tell me why your disciple is doing this. Bauble, Knight of the Ebon Legion, Tarmogoyf, no Lurrus companion. They also didn't shock themselves, which makes it seem like Shadow is less likely. They have Street Wraith? I guess so. Can't imagine wanting Street Wraith more than Lurrus. Cast a Scourge. Yeah, I think they've got a Scourge stranded in their hand. Maybe this is wrong to even be fetching here, but it feels okay. So let's go Thought Scour my opponent. Remember, Drowned Catacomb is a better duel than the Temur Triome in this deck. Game 1. Maybe they're playing Liliana. Yeah, maybe. I think they've got a Scourge stranded in their hand. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to counter it. I think I'm probably not. I think I'd rather draw 2, try to bring to light. Maybe if they play Scourge, they'll play like 2, and then we'll get to bring to light for Damnation. My opponent's passing with nothing. If only they had a companion. Oh, Knight is pretty good with Street Wraith. That is pretty cool, actually. Drew all 3 bring to light. I guess I could have hit a Bauble, and then I would want to play it, so I shouldn't have F6'd. You guys are right about Street Wraith. There's no excuse for this deck to be called anything but bring to Lurrus. I think bring to Lurrus is, it's like, I don't know. I don't actually think it sounds that good. Could be wrong. But I think deck names, again, deck names need to be intuitive and deck names need to be clear. Bring to Lurrus, I just think is, bring to light Lurrus just sounds better, especially when this is a new deck. Yeah, people, I mean, getting really creative with deck names is super fun, but deck names, like, there's just too many new decks that come out. And there's too much information to process to have cute names for every deck. Bring to light Lurrus is boring, but it's clear, and like when you hear it, you know exactly what the deck is. I think it's a better name. Omnidorf Thragfire is a descriptive name, honestly. Like sometimes you do get cool creative names. Well, look at this, that are also descriptive, but you know. You're not getting deck lists from magazines anymore saying this is my Cheerios deck. I called this deck Cheerios because everything is a 0 in the name. You get it? Cheerios. This is my 4 horseman deck because each Narcomoeba is a horseman and it takes a long time for the deck to do anything. So it's kind of like, you know, you're waiting for the apocalypse to happen. This is my 4 horseman deck. You know, it's just like, there's just too much information. Too many people are brewing. There's too many decks. You just don't get to name decks like that anymore. And if a deck name like that happens, it needs to happen naturally, you know? People have to naturally kind of come to the agreement that this is the deck as a community rather than the deck creator just getting to name something, sadly. Maverick Tempo Lurrus, yeah. Yeah, Ponza is another example. And it's okay for, like, Tron is another example. And it's okay for, you know, the other decks to keep their names. But for a new deck, you just, like, you can't do it. Sadly. I think that creative deck names are also, like, are a good part of Magic's history. All that. Alright, let's see what we got. Engineered explosives. I'm just gonna get the Zagoth Triome. Yeah, Esperka is great. Yeah, the names can happen, but I just refuse to force it. I refuse to force it. Like Squirrel Blade was a good example too. Like that is a cute deck name that is also descriptive. The deck creator should be able to name the deck for if it's a completely original build. That's fair. And as the deck creator, I named this deck Bring to Light Lurrus. I have the Watery Grave in my hand, which is a bit awkward. Let's get the Ketria Triome. Interesting. Maybe have saved this. Oh, they don't have Lurrus as a companion. Never mind. I'll just push now, play around with the Veil. I think you could maybe make an argument for letting the Scourge hit us. And that way we can turn this into a Shadow, like maybe make them trophy the Valki. So my opponent's shocked. I definitely want my... I think it's just attack, actually. Yeah, I really want my opponent to hit me with their Shadow so I can just steal it. We have an Aether Gust up for Veil of Summer, and if they Assassin's Trophy my Valki here. And then we can also just go, like, steal... we can go copy Shadow and then, like, Aether Gust their Assassin's Trophy if we want to. So we can't... I guess I'll just kill the Shadow. It's just kind of boring, right? Well, maybe not. Because we can use Aether Gust to protect Valki from the Assassin's Trophy. So they hit me down to 12. I only have one more shock in the deck. So I can deal myself 4. And so we're going to be at 12, then 8. And then my Shadow will be a 5/5. They'll be at 7 life. It's not lethal. It's pretty close. I could also just, like, kill Shadow. I mean, I'm considering it, but we can also let this happen. Take the... Oh, no, this is going to hit us for 6. This will hit us for 6. We can Aether Gust their Assassin's Trophy on Valki and just kill them if they attack. So, just let it resolve. Yeah, this is lethal, assuming they didn't draw, like, Scourge of the Skyclaves. I think draw 2 would be okay, but then it's like if we brick really hard, they just take my Gust, and then we can't protect the Valki, kill Shadow. I mean, this wins if they attack, and all they have is the Assassin's Trophy as one of their 2 cards to play this turn, or assuming like they would have to have really just like it's unlikely they have a black removal spell in their deck post board, so they have to have exactly drawn a Scourge or a Shadow, I think, for this line to be bad. I think killing Shadow is fine, but then if we kill the Shadow, they get to Assassin's Trophy by Valki, and then they get to replay. They get their Shadow back. They get a Shadow back anyways. Yeah, no, this is way better. This is so much better. To just like take the hit for 6, turn Valki into a Shadow, fetch shock, fetch, kill them. How's it lethal? They hit me for 6 down to 10. I can fetch and shock down to 7, fetch down to 6. Shadow will be a 7/7, and they're at 7 life. So it's only lethal if they attack me, but if they don't attack me, it's not even that bad. So they drew Silent Clearing, so if they attack, they lose. And they're figuring out that if they attack, they lose, but that's also fine. But they aren't going to. I mean, if they don't attack us, aren't we also just in good shape anyways? But they did attack and they lose. I will fetch my upkeep so I don't draw the breeding pool, and then that would mean I can't lose, or I can't, or I would not be able to win if I drew the breeding pool. Do we know their hand? Yes, we know their hand is exactly 1 Assassin's Trophy, which we have the Aether Gust for. Betting on sacking, clearing for push. I mean, that's their only line, yeah. Because they know I have the Aether Gust. I mean, they just punted, right? They just punted. Yeah. I mean, it was a complicated board state. I don't fault them for taking that line. I think we have to keep this on 6 cards on the draw. Usually plays Super Friends Tron. I hope so badly that you're joking. I hope so much that you're joking. So we can bauble ourselves here as a scry for lands. Middle over the Snapcaster. 100% legit. Oh no. How? It's just because I'm complaining about it so much, I guess. If we draw a blue source, which every land besides the basic swamp in our deck is, we're not doing so bad. Never mind, we're doing pretty bad. Not doing great. Not doing great. Yeah, the map is always bait, of course. I think they don't have natural Tron. Can you Minotaur 9 months? Sharing your anniversary so Twitch stops yelling. Love you too, buddy. Zach, thank you for the resubscription and the kind words. Appreciate you. No, I don't think you won Thirst. I mean, I guess we've been told that they're a Super Friends deck. I don't really know what that means, though. I don't know what Tron Super Friends means, and I don't think I care to find out. Thirst is just, like, not a good answer to Karn or Ugin. Like, it is an answer, which is maybe something that you want, but I'd just rather counter the card. All right, on the play. Let's go. We got sideboard cards. We got a plan. We have a 1-land hand. This 1-land hand does have Force and Unmoored Ego and a cantrip. It's obviously great if we rattle off 2 lands. I'm going to mulligan. I think that hand's pretty close. Let's keep this one. Hand's way better. Put back the second Drown, probably. My opponent has Serum Powdered. Serum Powdering away. Jace Cunning Castaway. Chromatic Star, Ancient Stirring, Sylvan Scrying, Urza's Tower, Expedition Map. And then they keep 7. No, we are 2 of our losses were we lost to Ponza, then we lost to Mono Blue Tron twice in a row, which was just an absolute beating, you know. It was an absolute beating. And now we're down a game against Tron Super Friends. And who looks like they just have natural Tron after Serum Powdering away, Jace Cutting Castaway. Although one of their towers is in exile here. They don't have natural Tron. Okay. I think I'm just going to draw 2 rather than counter Serum Powdering. Oh, whoops. Tilt. It's the second time that's happened today. Well, one time we Thought Scour hit both Tibalts or hit both Valkyries. Maybe we should be playing 3. Alright, so they've got 2 Doubling Seasons, a Karn Liberated, and a Karn the Great Creator in their hand. Let's take the Karn the Great Creator. We can Aether Gust the Doubling Season later. We can just hardcast this eventually. Yeah, I need to be playing Release to the Winds. So their hand is Karn Liberated, Doubling Season, and that's the hand. And we get to get them off Tron permanently. Well, taking Karn Liberated, activating Drown on the Karn the Great Creator. Karn the Great Creator is like by far the best card in their hand. So I don't think that was good. Alright, here's the deck list, chat. They're playing a Samut, a Jace, Architect of Thought. Why is Jace Cutting Castaway in their deck? Oh, Jace Cutting Castaway is a combo with Doubling Season. You just get to make infinite 2/2s, I see. Okay, that's cool. Oath of Nissa. There's also an Emrakul in their deck. Chat says, your opponent usually plays Super Friend Tron. I wasn't sure that they were serious. I should never have doubted. Alright, so let's see what they're drawing. They're drawing an Expedition map, which doesn't find them Tron. I'll just be good to put Lurrus in the hand. What can they map for? Nothing really that good. They can't even get Doubling Season down. Tech Edge? So Tech Edge would be pretty good. Although they have to play 7 lands to cast the Karn that's in their hand, so I don't know. We've just Jedi Mind Tricked them to get the Blast up to 3 so we can cast Valki from their hand. We could Unmoored Ego their Karn. Doesn't seem that good. I'm just gonna cast a Valki. Hold up Charm this turn. I don't really want to turn their 2 Doubling Seasons into real cards either. Their hand is 2 cards, 2 Doubling Seasons. Yeah, if we had Slaughter Games over Unmoored Ego, it'd be a bit better in this spot. I'm not even sure the Unmoored Ego is that good, honestly. They're probably getting forced here, right? Yeah. I'm gonna draw 2 cards. I know that this can be a bit risky with Karn, but they can't restart the game because we have the Aether Gust. Could go Snap, Crumble. It's probably not that good. Don't have a Cryptic Command though. I guess I'll just go Thoughtseize, hit one of their Karns. No, hit the Worm Coil. Wait, they cast that over Worm Coil? You should have left the Worm. I disagree pretty heavily. But thank you for your comments. I don't think we need to gust the season anytime soon. Especially because once we gust one, they'll be more incentivized to cast the other. Yeah, I'm gonna ego their Karns in this turn, I suppose. I'm gonna hold up Aether Gust for their Doubling Season just in case they, spike something crazy. Like their Samut, we can gust the Doubling Season, or maybe just gust Samut. They do get to draw cards off of this, though, is of course an issue, but they don't have that much gas left in their deck, honestly. I guess Karn, the Great Creator, would be pretty bad. Lenless says hardcast this. Artifact or creature. Have you no unmoored yet? You can ice them with taking the last of the gap. Well, kind of a confusing comment, but I did just cast Unmoored Ego taking their cards, yes. So I'm pretty sure I want to just like Valki exile their Serum Powder. Maybe we can play with their. I'm assuming they put the Doubling Season on the bottom. Yeah, Jace Architect of Thought lets them cast Emrakul with Doubling Season in. If they have Oath of Nissa, they can cast the Nicol Bolas. They put the Emrakul and the Chower into their hand, though. They spend 7 mana to All Is Dust. Okay. We battle. They have an Ugin, the Spirit Dragon on. Sure wish I had some Valkyries left on my deck. Oh my gosh. I think I'm just supposed to go snap Thoughtseize. They don't have a land. Take the Oath of Nissa, and then they can't cast. They can cast Doubling Season next turn. But they don't have. They're drawing Ugin, and they can't cast. And then, so they're gonna cast Doubling Season, and we can bring to light for Snapcaster. Thoughtseize their Ugin. Could we hold up Snap Drown? You can't Snapcaster off of Lurrus on your opponent's turn. No. They just set aside to Blast Zone, which I love that decision since they just need to hit lands so badly to do anything here. Oh, Nicol Bolas and Cataracts, good point. Forgot about that. So I think I'm gonna go counter bounce the Snapcaster. Unexist in 5 months. Thanks for reading my poorly worded comment after I failed to pay attention. Anytime. That's what we do here. That's all we do here. Okay. So you can bring to light for Charm and just draw 2 and still hold up Snap Charm. It's probably fine. Let's get these bring to lights out of our hand. Could be better to like bounce a land of theirs with Cryptic, draw a card maybe. We honestly don't have that many win conditions left now that I'm thinking about it. Their hand is currently Emrakul, Ugin, Doubling Season. We've already crumbled to dusted. Alright, let's get the Snapcaster played. Oh, sorry. I guess I don't know why the desktop audio is so low. Okay. Weird. Thank you for that. Snap Ego. I mean, their hand is just so bad. I don't think I want to. Mill them out with Thought Scours? Maybe. So they get their Doubling Season down. This one. So I think I'm just gonna go snap Thoughtseize their Ugin. Then we've got a kind of quick clock. Yeah, we can definitely win with Snap. Yeah, we're at 4 life just dealing 16 damage to ourselves this game with all the Thoughtseizes and shock. Counter. So we can bring to light for Cryptic Command to bounce Snapcaster Mage. Maybe it'd be better to bring to light for Aether Gust on the doubling season. We still have to play... Oh, I don't have an Aether Gust. Oh, yeah, Fred only boarded in 1. We still have to play another game of this ridiculous match, by the way. Let's do this. Yeah, this is actually way better because this is lethal next turn. We have the Force. Yeah, they have a lot of just wins once they untap with doubling season, it seems. Like Samu, Jace, Nicol Ugin is crazy good. Karn restarts. The last card is Emrakul. Going to game 3. I guess I want Aether Gust more than I thought I did, right? I think the Unmoored Ego is not that good on the draw. They've got a lot of green cards. Let's do this. Yeah, game 1, my opponent, we forced their Expedition map and they just still had Karn on turn. Cling to Dust for reusable card advantage since the game goes long. I don't know. Tell me what card you'd want to play Cling to Dust over. Opponent's Mold to 6. Serum Powders. Away, Jace Cunning Castaway again. Serum Powder is just like, I don't know. You got the London Mulligan. What do you need Serum Powder in your deck for? Take a peek. Breeding Pool on top. Let's go ahead and draw that one. I don't think this Tron variant molds as well as other, but yeah, but also like your deck is just so much worse because you have Serum Powder in it, you know what I mean? Did they hit Natty Tron? Kind of seems like they did, we'll see. We milled over a power plant, which is the piece they needed. See if they just have it anyways. Maybe they'll just cast a Serum. Aether Gust. I think I'm just going to hardcast Force here. Just really happy to take any 1-for-1 against their Mold of 5, of course. Next turn we can bring to light for Crumble to Dust, probably. I kind of don't hate countering Serum Powder. It might just be better to actually get Tibalt, because we'll have Force of Negation up anyways. Yeah, so we can just go, like, actually counter... Okay, maybe minus Tibalt on the Serum Powder. Nah, I'm just going to go counter. Just, like, choke their mana a bit. We'll have Force up for their turn. They only have 2 cards. And then we'll get to start playing Super Friends. Obviously, if we had drawn, like, maybe another Bring to Light, it'd be better to get Crumble. Ooh, we hit another power plant. They only have 2 power plants in their deck now. 4 mana for Karn. I guess that's kind of bad because it can get Needle. I think it's maybe not good to force this, but I'll get it. Plus Tibalt. Hit a Cryptic, awesome. And we hit the 3rd power plant. I guess this is what it's like to be a Tron player. They have an Expedition map on top. They do have 1 power plant left. in their deck. Thank you, Esther. What's that? What is that?
Madeline's.
What?
Madeline's.
Oh.
Like a sweet cake thing, but they're lemon, like citrus on top.
Wow. Thank you.
What?
Probably just supposed to ultimate immediately, right?
Come here, Tina. Come here.
We have access to all of these cards now. Could probably do some stuff with them. Alright, now I'm having fun. Black. I have no idea if I'm spinning this correctly. Why is this so difficult? Choose a color to spin as black as. Oh my god. Opponent's still playing, which is fine with me. They've got no cards in their hands. We got some stuff. Oh, play the baubles. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Yeah, we probably should have played the baubles. It just doesn't matter. I want to hit their sweet planeswalkers. I want to combo off. They brought in Torpor Orb. Yikes. Yikes. I'm just gonna, if my opponent's not gonna concede, I kind of just want to combo off. So. I guess we can like Thought Scour the. The opponent says GG's. Alright, we beat the same player twice in a row and it was miserable. But now we're bouncing back a bit, you know. Hitting our stride, hopefully. If this, yeah, that game was definitely the definition of 104.3A. Tibalt is an absurd card. That the ultimate is just it gets there so quickly. I mean, it is a 7-mana planeswalker, but it's also not a 7-mana planeswalker. Opponent keeping the 1-lander. Yeah, now it's a 5-mana planeswalker in our Lurrus deck. It's awesome. Yeah, it used to be a 2-mana plane. Alright, I don't want to draw the Sultai Triumph off the Misty, so I'm going to fetch before I Thought Scour. I'm assuming they're just like a Jeskai control deck. No, they're a 4-color deck. I mean, so are we, kind of. You missed Tibalt Winter? How can you say that, dude? Tibalt Winter was... I think it was... I don't know. I actually enjoyed Tibalt Winter less than Hogak Summer. And I enjoyed it less... Or, no, I guess I did the Urza decks, right? Like, disliked even more. Oh, interesting. Magma Opus. Is Biomathematician, ETB... No, I don't think so. That card also costs 4, I think. I think Biomathematician... Could be wrong, hold on. What are these decks we've been playing against? Like, I've been feeling like Modern is like so competitive recently. It is 3 mana. 0/0, put up counter on each fractured control. It does cost 3. I thought it cost 4. That card is actually pretty interesting, yeah. That card actually seems really sweet to flicker. You might be onto something. You might be onto something. We just discard it. Yeah, that card does seem cool. I like the suggestion a lot. I really thought it was 4 mana. Use Drown. We're a little choked on black mana here. Could not resolve, I suppose, but they have to like sack treasures to fight over this, so maybe that's fine. I mean, it's pretty fine if we get to untap and Tibalt. This Magma Opus deck is everywhere online? Really? I haven't seen it yet. I believe you. Mr. Landrop. If you play Ice Fang, your mana gets a lot worse in this deck. Not only because you need green mana before turn 5, but also because you want to fetch a million basics. But yes, I definitely consider the card, of course. How was Rock yesterday? I think we went 3-2 with it. Deck felt okay. Felt like a very reasonable matchup spread. What are my top 5 favorite Strixhaven cards now that we're 2 weeks in? I don't know. I'm not a content machine. Yeah, this Lumancer is really good. There's like a few other playable cards, but set was just not that impactful. Right on time. Nav, 9 months. Sub, baby. Hell yeah. I don't know if you've talked about Yindrik suggestions for the mana base. We talked about them a little. Like, Yindrik wants to play Abrupt Decay, and if you play Abrupt Decay, your mana base is way different. And I really like the mana base I've got here. I would like to draw a land. This would be a key part of the mana base. This ultimating is just also such a nightmare. Maybe I'm supposed to put Lurrus in my hand here. Probably not. Is my most recent Grixis Lurrus build the best way to play Grixis, in my opinion, or something I'm testing? I think it's the best way to play Grixis. I've had a lot of success with that. Have I gotten to play Bring to Light for Bauble? You can't Bring to Light for Bauble. We're so dead here. This stinks. It'd be cool if Opus Gearhulk was a good thing to do in mod. Despite it meaning I'm gonna lose this game. I just can't do anything. I'm sure they've got the wall of counter spells. I think it's ultimate they're in next turn, and they just like have... I just can't fight here. Thanks, Tannen. Yeah, I mean, Gearhulk being... I mean, one obviously, like, the idea is that, like, Opus turns your Gearhulk into a 5-drop, kind of. Yeah, you Gearhulk back your Magma Opus is the amazing payoff. I don't know how much fight's left in me at this. They have 2 Magma Opuses, isn't that great? I can't believe. Not that I really think we've got too many outs. Opponent says waiting for me. Yesterday I was talking about Orzhov's Shadow, but saying was rough. What's going on with it? I just thought that if you don't have to change that much to get Obosh as a companion with Ranger Captain, and like you get Street Wraith, you can play like 1 Angler, you get Obosh as a companion, but also Obosh as a companion isn't that good. No, I don't have Decay in the deck. Decay is like really rough on the mana, but I think that it's worth trying. I wanted to try this version. What about Bloodchief's Thirst? We have 1 on the sideboard. No. Ghost 2 months. Appreciate you. back. I'm kind of glad that you're using a fetch here, because fetches are so good with the random. I'm assuming this is just going to be a magma. So if they don't have force, we can go bring to light for Tibalt draft. Cross. Goes 2 months. Oh, sorry, I already said that. Losing my mind today. What if MTGO is free to play? It is free to play, or at least it's like $10. It's not very expensive to play. Lore hold command on top? What the hell? Oh, this card's an instant? I didn't know that. Or maybe someone told me in chat and I forgot. It's kind of cool. Well, so I mean, MTGO is not very expensive to play. To play it, right? You can play it for free. You can play this game for free. To play any deck you want, any cards you want, it does cost money. But there's also like rental services and whatever, right? But it doesn't actually cost money to play it, right? You know that's Wilfer Ignorant. Whatever. Like, honestly, just shut up. Like, I didn't want to talk about, like, you're inviting the conversation, but who cares? You're calling me a beta simp? What the hell is going on, dude? Alright, so let's go kill Ridden 6, make a treasure, then we can Damnation. I use a rental service, yes. I use a rental service. I use Mana Traders. I think they provide a good service. And also, like, if you use a rental service, it's like if you play a lot, you usually make money rather than pay to play. Or like it's not that difficult to. He was kidding on the message. I mean, whatever. It was like, you know, just I mean, I was confused because Rumple's, you know, here a lot, so it was weird to see that message, but you know, and I guess I just wasn't up for the banter. But it's like you know, bringing up a subject of conversation. What if MTGO is free to play? And I just, you know, think, well, it is free to play. And then, you know, calling me willfully ignorant and then calling me a beta simp within like the span of 2 minutes is just out of line, jokes or not. So this is a formal warning, Rump. Please don't do that again. Don't be weird, you know. It's not up for the banter, I guess. Spellbomb looks really good against them. Or like decent. Yeah, this is an Easel stream. Yellow hats. Yellow hats. Da 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 da. Hey, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but the yellow hat did make the background board. So we're playing this new list that I put together. This is a Lurrus control deck that's playing Bring to Light for Valki, and it felt really, really good last night. It's been a really weird league so far. We played against Mono Blue Tron Super Friends, John Shadow, and now we're playing against a Magma Opus 4-color deck. We're trying to figure out how to sideboard. Is Modern turning into flavors of Bring to Light / Valki? Maybe. Like, I think like the two best things to do in Modern, it's like have Lurrus as a companion or Bring to Light for Valki, and this deck just gets to play both. It also gets to play the Drowned package, which is really good in the Prowess metagame. Although I don't think you necessarily need to be playing the Drowned package right now. I think it's good right and you know, in this current meta, but we'll see. Let's try. I'll shuffle away the Sunken Ruins. Should I believe Omnath is one of the best things? Yeah, Omnath is all. Can this deck hardcast Valki? Yeah, we have one Teamer Triome, which lets us hardcast Valki and bring to light for 4 for main deck Damnation, and also cast/bring to light for Crumble to Dust. We also have a reflecting pool, so if you like have that in play, you can fetch the Triome, and then your thing will make mana immediately. Make red mana immediately. Force of Negation on top. It's pretty good with Lurrus. I think I'll draw it. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to, oh, you're the famous guy. Just don't know if there's... Hey, Tashi. I haven't seen my opponent's list. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Kind of stun locked a bit today. Tashi gifting a sub. Thanks, buddy. Obviously should have forced this. Is this coolest a bit threat light? I don't think it's that threat light. The sub notification song is something my friend Jalen Monday wrote. He, longtime friend of mine, we went to high school together. Asked him if he could give me some music for the channel, and it's one of his originals. He's got a music degree, plays 1,000 instruments. There's a, I think if you exclamation point Jalen, there's like a link to his SoundCloud, but also his SoundCloud is admittedly really out of. Let's get island here. Regarding Biomathematician being 3 or 4 mana, I was just looking around, Strix-saving creatures. Yeah, I was probably thinking of but I was probably thinking of Manifestation Sage. I agree, but yeah, that card Biomathematician does seem kind of interesting. Team of Jalen making the MTGO user bans. Well, Jalen does play Magic, but very, very casually, like kitchen table. One time we were hanging out and he's like, Everett, I want to play against your most powerful deck. And I was like, no, you don't, Jalen. And he's like, yes, I do. He's like, I built a new deck. And I'm like, oh, I brought out my Legacy Miracles deck. And then he is playing a green and white Angels deck. Just like green and white Angels I found online. And the spice was that he was playing 4 Soul Rings in his deck. That was the tech, the 4 Soul Rings. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good in the green-white Angel deck. But he also like decided that he hated Terminus. He thought Terminus was is too good. And it was honestly a pretty based opinion. And he also always refers to Miracles now as the Spinning Tops of Doom deck. Did I forget to bauble this turn?
Bauble? Or bauble? No.
I did forget to bauble. Oops. Sorry. Let's tell my story. I'm so stun-locked today, honestly. I'm so stun-locked today.
Stun-locked?
Yeah. You're also stun-locking me. Yeah, it's just everything's happening. I just can't keep up with all the banter and everything.
Okay, look at what else I got.
What? Just tea?
Yeah, green tea.
Cool.
Mint and ginger.
Sweet.
You wanted tea. You wanted
Sick.
green tea.
Thank you.
Smell it.
Smells good.
It's very minty. Scavenging.
Should bring to light players play Soul Ring. Soul Ring doesn't work very well with bring to light, although I guess you can still bring. Yeah, that was back when Top was legal. This was a long time ago. But he bought like this. He bought a foil Archangel Thune, and he was so proud. I mean, which is awesome. No, thank you though. We play Omnath. We don't have. Oh, we can actually have Prismari. We can have Charm Up by casting Prismari Command off of the Omnath mana here, and kill the. With Biomathematician, we can replace Quellers now. I was never playing Queller in the Ephemerate deck. Okay, I'll remember the Bauble too. Sorry, just so much going on with Esther talking to me and me getting weirded out by chat and everything. Why do you think Mathematician is good? I mean, if you have Soul Herder or Ephemerate, it makes a big board. Biomath is not playable constructed. I don't know if that's true. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not saying it definitely is. I just think it's interesting. But it seems pretty good with Ephemerate. Like, you Ephemerate it, you get your 1/1 turns into a 2/2. You get another 1/1. You rebound it. Your 2/2 turns into a 3/3. You get another 2/2. Makes a really big board. Really good with Soul Herder potentially. It's very slow and fragile, but you'd probably have to play like an Aether Vial version of Soul Herder to play it. But it does seem like there's something there. I think it's a good suggestion. Like I'll think about it more. I'm not saying that it's definitely good. I'll just think about it. Yeah, the clock with Soul Herder is definitely notoriously slow, and so just making it faster seems kind of nice. Ooh. So I'm going to play my land pre-combat, and then we can Omnath in combat if our opponent like Gear Hulks here or something. Seems like a generally worse Blade Splicer with more upside. Maybe, yeah. It's a pretty good comparison. The creature itself doesn't die to Lava Dart, which is kind of nice. I guess I should have left the blue floating. It's fine. I'll just hardcast a Force on this. Yeah, also I think it's probably a little underpowered, this idea, but I think it's a cool idea. Well, probably need to be playing a deck where it'd be good in the games where you don't blink it. Sack Outlets. Kind of hard to play Sack Outlets and Ephemerate, and like Sack Outlets and Ephemerate don't usually work that well together because you want to keep your your Wall of Omens in play for you to flicker later. You don't want to be sacking. No Red and 6 on turn 2 is really nice. There's a Drowned Loch on the top of our library. I think I'm gonna draw Triome. Yeah, Tibalt is crazy. And just getting to play Tibalt in like one of the best control shells in Modern 2 feels really, really strong. We have played against a just nothing but weird decks, but the deck feels pretty good so far. Now that we've left the mono blue. If Cabal Therapist was deemed playable, could it be a random sack out or something you'd have to build your deck around? If Cabal Therapist was playable, it'd be a very much built around card, not like incidentally good in other decks usually. So I'm pretty sure we're supposed to drown, even though this is worse against Aether Gust. Or or sorry, worse against Veil of Summer. Drown allows us to Aether Gust the Ren in 6, and then Thought Scour it away. The Veil, they also kind of open ourselves up to... Oh, whoops. Crashed Magic Online. This has been such a rough day, dude. And it's loading. But we're going to Gust the Ren in 6, and then Thought Scour away the Ren in 6, and hope they don't have something. I guess we could maybe... No, I just can't get Veil of Summered again. Or like, yeah, I can't... Do I have any Teamer Control lists in mind? I played Teamer Control last week or the week before. I think it's okay. If you dig in the Stream Decker, you can find it. What's in the dono queue for tomorrow? It's a lot of interesting decks. I'm more hopeful for this week than last week. I think first in the queue is the Glittering Wish Lurrus deck, which is kind of a similar idea to this deck, that you can play Lurrus in a Bant control deck and then Glittering Wish for either Teferi, and then you have other Glittering Wish targets too, like Supreme Verdict, stuff like that. And we actually have a Pioneer deck, I remember. There's the... it's like a Delirium aggro deck, which looks pretty cool. And then we've got a Teamer Turns deck. That's like it's like a Teamer control deck that is also like can also just like playing a bunch of Time Warps, which I think is a good way to build it. I don't know if that's it. Let me scroll. We'll see. I'll double check. Yeah, I've seen some people 5-0ing with the Opus list. They look pretty cool. They force pitching Omnath. Well, good beat. Hopefully they don't just have a second Omnath to slam. Not much you can really do in games where they, you know, turn 3 Ren with Veil up, force your answer for it, then play Omnath. I don't think I can Lurrus in my hand here. If only I could cast it from, just cast it and put it into play. Weird they didn't design it with that in mind. They got back. Draw 2. Alright, that's an answer to Rin and 6. I think I'm going to wait and just have Drown Charm up this turn. Seems like it's going to be way better on our mana next turn. Just like let them get another card, but I think we want to wait. I'll probably just cycle Triome end of turn if my opponent does nothing. They have so many cards in their hand. Can maybe hardcast that next turn. That's about as good as it can possibly be, the cycle and response. I was so worried I would. And like, I honestly can't imagine they wouldn't pick a fight if they had something. So they must be super flooded. Which is weird that they played Sandbar on turn 1. Actually, can we even infer that they're flooded if they played Sandbar on 1? I don't know. I mean, they did discard Magma Opus. They pitched their Omnath. But like reading them as being flooded feels really difficult. They could have Gear Hulk. Could have drawn a land every turn. Yeah. Gear Hulk makes sense to me, especially with this pause. They could also have Magma. Kind of like just using my mana here since I've got the 7-drop in my hand here. I think I'm going to start off just scour them and then probably just put Lurrus in my hand. Ooh. Let's Spellbomb. Advent of the Worm. That's a name I haven't heard in quite some time. But it's also not fetching, which is a bit weird. Oh, I guess that makes some sense. So I think yeah, opponent's deck. They're not Omnathing. I'm gonna sack my Spellbomb. Need to find a bit of gas. Well, I don't know what's in my opponent's hand. I don't know what's in my opponent's heart. Welcome from YouTube, Booby. Booby of the Bros. Glad you're able to catch me. You're gonna play Lorehold Command. Kill my Tibalt. Oh, fetch Vista to turn on Drown in the Loch. Oh, they deal 4 to the Tibalt from the Omnath trigger. Play Rin in 6. I'm feeling really good if we get to untap with Tibalts. Maybe I'll go minus on Omnath, replay Tibalts with Drown up. I'm gonna go to, no, and then I guess if that's my plan, I'm gonna fetch. I'm out of basics in my deck. Okay, that's something to draw a card. Gain 4 life. I might not even have 2 more. Oh no. Okay, so I can't kill the Rin in 6. Man, it's actually feels like I don't want to. I just want to go snap Bloodchief's Thirst, put Rin in 6 in my hand, hold a Gust. / Drown. Crazy that we get to play Omnath in our Lurrus deck. I think I'm just gonna drown this. It honestly doesn't even matter, actually. Yeah, this doesn't do. I mean, I had more fetchable lands in my first draft of this deck, and then perhaps Yindrik scammed me, telling me to play the River of Tears over the 5th island. I'm playing Spellbomb instead of Jailer now because the Dredge decks are playing a lot of Dark Blasts than they were before. Didn't even play my land first. Well, I guess I get to exile that with the Valki, huh? Which would be Force. A Pathrone guy. I'll counter that. I would like a Gear Hulk, please. After today, I think I deserve a Gear Hulk even. We also get to play Gear Hulk at our Lurrus deck. Pretty broken. This has been one of the hardest, like, game, like leagues, just like how hard the games have been in a long time. But we've battled through and we're 3-1. Delta on top. Just gonna Temur Triome. This is well, no, we actually 0-2 dropped the first league where we lost like just a brutal match to Ponza, and then we lost to Mono Blue Tron, and then we dropped and requeued into the same Mono Blue Tron opponent and lost to them again. But now we've battled back and won the next 3. So we're technically 3-3 on the day. But we've mostly confirmed that the Mono Blue Tron matchup is really bad. Overgrown Tomb, Utopia Sprawl. It's like, let me make sure I can logic not a. What would it take for Arcbound Ravage to be a format defining card again? Artifact decks getting a buff of some kind. Todd, 13 months? Hell yeah, welcome back, buddy. Appreciate you. Maybe we should have played the Delta, actually. They revealed Yorion. So I'm assuming that. They've got to stop at my draw step. Maybe they'll like exile my graveyard and make a spirit with Man, this has been like the grindiest league I've ever played, with maybe the exception of the Jund Shadow deck, which wasn't not grindy, I guess. But we played against Mono Blue Tron, Super Friends Tron, Magma Opus Gearhulk 4-color, Omnath Red and 6, and now Niv Mizzet. Just the grindiest league ever. And what I was perceiving to be a super aggro metagame. This is Prismar. Arcbound Ravager brought back. We cracked the code. They discard Kaya. They just put Yorion. I bet if we draw the Temur or the Triome off of this. Thought Scour, maybe I should have fetched first. Oh, they have the treasure token, sorry. I was thinking I just went to main phase, bounce draw, but I think with the treasure token, they can probably, there's probably enough that they can resolve that I don't want to do that. I think I've just... Yeah, at the start of the day, Cha was like super skeptical, but like we lost a brutal match to Ponza where we Thought Scoured over both our Valkis. And got Blood Moon pretty hard. Or they Blood Braid, or... But I played the deck last night. I'm really high on this list. Not much they can do. I mean, their deck just doesn't usually play counterspells game 1. I don't think I can tap out for Bring to Light. Because they get to Bring to Light. I mean, how bad is that actually? It's probably not even that bad. They have to use their treasure. Like, I'm not that scared of Niv. I'm not really scared of, like, if they have their own, it's kind of bad. We can maybe minus on their treasure token. Let's go plus. Don't want this to die to Helix. Yeah, if they bring to light for their own Tibalts, things are a bit awkward, but we'll have the Tibalt advantage where ours will ultimate a turn sooner. They also have to have Bring to Light in their hand. We know that they do have a they also have your... Yeah, but I think we are living in a Tibalt format. Shuts off a lot of my death to lights. Spells. But we found our own Teferi. Crazy that she played Teferi and Lurrus as a companion. I wonder how long until this joke becomes old. They have a Renin 6 on top. Which is actually pretty bad for us, because it means Valki is not going to be a good play. Also means that we can't really bounce their treasure token. So I guess we just play our Teferi plus and put Lurrus in our hand. Or maybe I will play Valki. Because if they're going to go red minus, then maybe we just get to... We play Abundant Growth first. Yeah, if they're playing the Rin next turn to kill my Valki, I think that's like just a good exchange for me. Yeah, now they can't go Omnath into anything. Yeah, they're Bring to Light. They chose not to Bring to Light last turn, which is kind of interesting. But their Bring to Lights are turned off. Yeah, then they can't go Omnath before they kill my Valki, so they get the land drop value, and then I can ultimate my Tibalt and probably win, drawing 17 cards. I guess they can minus Teferi on Valki. But now, assuming we can ultimate Tibalt, that will let us actually kill Teferi with Prismari Command. Yeah, I like... Bounce how? We didn't see that they had a fetch land in their hand. Their hand is currently Renin 6, Forest, Yorion, Bring to Light, one mystery card, no, two mystery cards because they have the Teferi and the Omnath. They did not draw a fetch land. They can still Renin 6 ping my Tibalt, so after I ultimate, I won't have Tibalt in play anymore, but I'll just take the... I can even just replay... Yeah, I could just recast. I think I'm just going to get a little fancy here. I'm going to hold down control. I'm going to -8. Oh, I can't. Oh, no, I can't Fatal Push the Omnath. I was going to Fatal Push the Omnath in response. I should have just drowned, I guess. All right. Couldn't be fancy enough. So yeah, 3 floating mana. Let's start off with Prismari Commands to... And now, I guess we'll... Bauble. We're taking game actions at random mostly. Can even Bring to Light at instance. Alright, you go. Yeah, I should have drowned first to get the Omnath. I mean, but also... Okay, that's nice. Don't think I need to Helix this Ren. Pretty handily. If it's not too cocky to say that, I guess. I don't hate the... I think I would play the third Force of no Damnations. I think you could maybe play the Damnation.
Hello. You can check your messages.
Okay.
How's it?
Esther.
Yeah.
I can't... Tomorrow I'm recording a thing,
Time.
like right after the stream.
Oh.
I think Friday we got the shots.
Do you have your passport? Did you get
Can we
your
just go like on? Like we go next week,
Maybe.
or maybe you could go without me.
Yeah, maybe I can do that.
Okay.
Screw you. You're just gonna be like, yeah.
This place looks good though. It looks nice just from looking. There's a new apartment that we're trying to move. This place looks really. Yeah, this place looks perfect. But I'm recording a thing tomorrow with some YouTubers, so. And then we're getting our shot Friday, so I don't think I can go tomorrow or Friday. Micah, thank you for your subscription. Hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate ya. If I move, how will my delivery people get lost trying to find me? I'm sure they'll find a way. They'll find a way. There's a lot of reasons for moving. That place does look really nice. Hopefully it works out. I'm gonna mulligan this hand on the draw against Niv. Yeah, when you ultimate a Tibalt at 8 loyalty, it goes to the graveyard before the ability resolves, and you can just replay it. Shuffle the Valki away. That's on top. Yeah, moving the canvas might be a pain. You can't play Tibalt as a... Stinks not to necessarily have Cling to Dust up, especially if they have another Wrenn and 6, but this will let us potentially go Lurrus on turn 4 with Force of Negation up if we can find another blue card. Yeah, this was another consideration, just like dig. Fairy is so good against us. Yeah, run into... into... Can Damnation away their Planeswalkers. I wouldn't say none of my plays mattered, because I actually could have played Swamp instead. I could have forced it to Fairy if I had held up Cling to Dust. But I was thinking that being able to on turn 4 go Wrenn and 6 with or Lurrus with Force up was probably better. Just not play around to Fairy. But to say none of our, we could have also not forced Wrenn and 6, you know. And like Cling to Dust the land next turn and forced it to Fairy. So to say none of my plays mattered, I don't think it's true. I think we played fine. Their hand just lined up well against our lines. Why are we holding the Cling? This doesn't tap for black, so we didn't have 3 black to go Lurrus plus Cling next turn or last turn. They've been main phasing to get Valki next game. I don't know if we're going to be playing any more brought back this week. Like, this deck is really sick. I want to keep working on it, especially because there's a PTQ on Monday. This hand's really good if we draw 1 land of the top 2. I think we have to keep. Tosk anytime soon. I keep like having it on the docket and just like keep cutting it from the stream. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, the Triomes are pretty expensive. Caught me pretty off guard. Looked the other day. I think I'm gonna draw step. Gust the Sprawl here. No one wants to crack a Korra pack. Korra was a pretty good set. But I guess that's a good point. Like it was like that was like beginning, or I mean who knows, but it was you know, a long time ago now in COVID and standard, pioneer, modern staple. They put the Sprawl on top. Play Islands, so they can't play Wrenn. Then they Abundant Growth into the Sprawl. Okay, sure. Cool line. So now if we draw a land, I'm really happy. Really sad. They have a Thoughtseize on top, which I guess we can drown. Keep Force up. Sunken Hollow. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. It's a land. It's a land. Can't counter Omnaths. If I force, what am I pitching? Kind of close. Ideally, they just don't have like Teferi here, right? Yeah, they do have it. Alright, I'm gonna pitch the 5-drop. The battle goes on. It's Nahiri? Looks like it. Alright, I'm gonna pitch the Archmage's Charm. I'm gonna draw a land. If I don't draw a land, we can put Lurrus in our hand and hope that they're out of gas. Cool. Easy. Then we'll draw a land. Kind of bad for us if they put Yorion in their hand. Do I just bounce Temple Garden? Yes. Not the best draw, although we can maybe save it to when they put Yorion in their hand, just snatch the Yorion. Could also cast it now. Probably just better to use our mana here. 2 Prismari commands. Weird hand. Thoughtseize, tilt. Just gonna hold up the command. I think putting Yorion in their hand is better than killing the Valki because they have 2 growths. They agree. Yeah, that honestly couldn't have worked out any worse for us. Can Jedi mind trick them into thinking I drew a Cryptic? We could also just draw a Bring to Light and not be in that bad of shape. Although, I guess they'll be able to kill my Tibalt no matter what I do. Because Yorion literally draws 3, draws 2. Don't know what your... So there's going to be Prismari Command, 2 Prismari Commands, 2 new cards. A tough game. Is Prismari Command really better than K Command? Well, Prismari Command is nice in their deck because it lets them cast. I don't think you missed any. I mean, there's been a lot of crazy games, Kodal, but I don't know. So much to read. We can get. Although, what is this? Okay, never mind. All right, 3-2 this league. I'm gonna run it back. This was one of the most brutal leagues I've played in recent memory.